Follow me on YouTube. Okay, many people right now are facing either realignment in their company or they are facing layoffs. And I want to give you some strategies how to deal with if you are being laid off. Ready? Strategy number one. I always tell people take a pause, right? Take a few days to release, because what happens is you get the news, you're going to be laid off, and you start to panic. However, if you can take a few days and just give yourself like time to breathe, then after those few days, you will be able to develop a plan on how you're going to move forward. So during those first few days that you've just been, notified that you are going to be laid off, I want you to take a pause, because I know it's going to feel shocking, right? It can be daunting, during this time, but it also can be amazing to reflect on yourself. What do I mean by that? Start thinking of, did you graduate high school? Most likely, yes, you did. Did you accomplish college? Most likely, yes, you did. Did you pay for college yourself? Meaning, did you have to take out a loan? Did you get scholarships? Most likely, yes, you did. Did you pay off your student loans? Depending on where you are in the process of paying off student loans, or your student loans are paid. Yes, you did. Did you complete any type of training that was needed to advance in your career? So did you do any professional development? Chances are, yes, you did. These are things that you did to get you where you are. And it's important that you reflect on the things that you've done and all the accomplishments that you have made. Because what happens is you're reflecting on, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? How am I going to get past this point? But you really need to reflect on what you have done to make it this far in your career, because what you have done to make it this far in your career is going to get you into your next position or wherever the next place that you need to be. Sometimes it's to open your own business. Sometimes it's to travel. But whatever it is, just remember where you are is because of all these past accomplishments. And just because you received a layoff notice does not erase any of those accomplishments. Okay. Strategy number 2 is from my book, A Brown Girl's Guide to Employment and Networking. You should make sure that your LinkedIn is up to date, right? Chances are you thought, I never would need to update my LinkedIn because my job is secure. And then also you should make sure that your resume is up to date. So after the first strategy, a few days of reflecting, then you're going to go on LinkedIn, updated, make sure all your skills are there. You can ask colleagues to do, you can give recommendations on LinkedIn, and at the same time, make sure that your resume is updated. Here's a fun fact. If you attended a university, whether it's community college, whether it was higher education for your master's, graduate degree, whatever it is, as an alumni of that college, you are eligible to use their career services for free. Let me repeat that again. You are eligible to use their services for free. So as you're updating your LinkedIn, a lot of universities that you have graduated from, they have seminars on how to update your LinkedIn. So go on the university's career page and they will teach you how to do it. And then also you can bring them your resume and they will help you with your resume. All right. Strategy number 3, and this might ruffle some feathers. The job that let you go. Is it the job that you 100% really wanted to do? So ask yourself, am I sad at the loss of the position, or am I sad at the loss of income? Because there is a difference. Because many of us will sit in a job because of the income and not so much the talent and the skills that we are bringing to the position, because oftentimes we're being overlooked, we're not being promoted. So you really have to ask yourself, am I crying at the loss of income, or am I crying because I really was using my skills and I was happy in that position? Okay. Because if you tell me that you're crying more over the loss of income, then it might be time for you to give yourself some ROI, meaning go get some another degree maybe, or a certificate, or do a little bit more professional development to get you in the position that you want to be in. Remember, a lot of times at this point in our career, we've invested in a degree, we've invested in training, or your former employer invested in training. It's up to us to invest in ourselves and make sure that we have a return on investment on the position that we are looking for. Okay? Strategy number 4, go volunteer somewhere, right? Why not go volunteer where you see yourself, right? So a lot of times, again, we might not be in the position that we wanted when we got laid off. But for example, let's just say, you've always wanted to be an accountant. You always wanted to work on numbers. Go volunteer on a board. Go shadow their treasurer, right? And see how they do budgets. How do they build budgets for their nonprofit? Or maybe you've always wanted to work with animals. Do you know how many local animal shelters need someone to come volunteer and help with the animals? And while you're doing this, volunteering, you're giving back your time, you're showcasing your talent, but you're also taking your mind off, your situation. You're helping somebody else. And a lot of times, if you can give back during this time, it will keep you from thinking like all the time of what just happened to you. And again, we have to remember to always give back some portion of our time. So it sets you up also when you do get that next position that you're already volunteering, you're already giving your time back somewhere. Okay? All right. Last strategy. Now, as you are job searching, commit to speak to at least 2 people, 2 professional individuals a week. Now you're saying, how do I find those people? Listen, if you're on LinkedIn, there are always people that are willing to do informational interviews. Start with one person. You might say, hey, I don't know 2 people. Find one professional development person, do an informational interview with them, and then ask them if they can recommend 2 other people that you can go do, a mock interview with, learn more about them, or informational interview about. And don't be afraid to tell these people about yourself. They might not have a position at their company, but chances are someone in their network has a job for you. So keep that in mind. In this strategy, you are going to do some professional development informational interviews, because sometimes when we have been laid off from a job, we never thought we could do something else. And so it's important that you go do, informational interviews with people where you see yourself. If you see yourself being a COO, then go do an informational interview with a COO. Ask them, what did your career path look like? What did your education look like? All right. And then ask them, hey, can you recommend to me 2 other COOs that I can go do interview? And my last one, it's not so much a strategy, but I say simply give it all to God and let God work it out for you. Listen, pray, and let God do his thing. He knew you were going to be laid off. He knew you were going to be right where you are. And it's important that you ground your faith in this moment. Use these strategies and give it to God. All right. For more strategies, follow me on YouTube, Fruitful Vision Enterprises, or Dr. Tamika Jacques on Instagram or Facebook. Please ask me some questions. I'll give you some feedback. Have a good day. Bye-bye.